Other Lode, Nick, can you give us one quick tip for beginner beekeepers?
Biggest tip is to don't give up and keep it simple. There's a lot of products and a lot of treatments and a lot of options to consider.
So what can you tell us here about Mother Lode?
We primarily make in-hive feeders, queen splitters, buffalo straps, mating nooks, so four-way queen castles.
Yeah.
I'm here with David from WSR Insurance Services. David, can you give us one good tip for beginner beekeepers and tell us a little bit about what you got going on?
First thing I'd tell them is get involved in a local association. Find somebody or multiple people that are mentors for them and get education. Before you jump into beekeeping and kill all your bees, you want to know what you're doing. So that's the biggest tip. What we do for beekeeping is WSR, we do crop insurance, which is lack of rainfall, as some of us call it. It is actually providing the beekeepers with the service when they aren't producing honey.
I'm here with Ant from Making Bees. Ant, can you hit me with one tip for new beginner beekeepers?
My one tip for new beginner beekeepers is to get yourself a mentor and spend your first season really living an embodied hive life. So be inside the hive, get experience with the full wheel of the year, and understand a little bit about the hive biology before you start, because that's really going to lead to more success once you actually find bees, instead of just slam banging through the whole first year and wondering what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Nice to meet you.
Zombies, born in a lab, stuck out in a field. Zombies, artificially inseminated makes a better yield. Zombies, the keepers feed them eggs and meat. They lost the taste for what is sweet. Zombies, now they're killing off the hives, but they're coming back alive. Zombies, they don't want honey, they only want your brains. It's not funny, in fact it's quite insane. Zombies, we thought we'd have our say in their DNA. Zombies, now they ship to every border colony, collapse disorder. Zombies, they're from the land of Zom, that's where we drop the bomb. Zombies, now the irradiated hives put zombies in the skies. Zombies, they don't want honey, they only want your brains. It's not funny, in fact it's quite insane. Zombies.
That was a true story. Bees are very good teachers. You know, getting stung is my favorite part of beekeeping these days. We say if you don't get stung, the honey doesn't taste as sweet. But really, besides the physical benefits of reversing arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and putting more white blood cells in your blood and cortisone levels, all this good stuff it does for us medicinally, there's a psychological effect. When I open this hive, I can get stung, and so I have to be present, I have to be focused, I have to slow down. My whole life, everyone's been telling me to speed up. Hurry up. It's the bees that tell me to slow down. And it's just like a totally different world that you're going to enter. And it's amazing how much they really do put up with us. I actually got bees out of this traffic cone several years ago. It's been sitting in one of my bee yards. And before our show here, I decided, what the heck, let's put bees back in the cone. But in a legally inspectable way. You know, hives are supposed to be inspectable for American foul brood, any problems, viruses, things like that. This is why we have registration, this is why we have bee inspectors, and that's a good thing to have a certified expert on your side that you can call. You know, the bee inspectors are my friends, and they're not out to get me, and they always get a kick out of seeing this stuff, because it's for fun, you know? Should we pass this one around? Should we just keep it going, folks? I don't really feed them unless I'm doing experiments or emergencies. I don't use any treatments, chemicals for varroa. And everyone down here is always happy at the bee clubs. Bees are
Even you don't know it, huh?
the only people who have bought bees down here are the Newbees, or if you're just naive. From Palm Beach on south, everyone here tends to have too many bees. This is a glimpse of the future. As backwards as Florida is, and it truly is a backward state, like microbreweries have just gotten big here in the last 5 years. It's like they're 40 years late of the national curve. But our bee scene is cutting edge. Thanks to this idea of, well, for one thing, the bees do well. You know, I've been keeping bees in Florida since 2005. And I was starting my own business, Anarchy, Apiaries, and I was doing everything backwards. You know, I was doing alternative hive designs with really no mentorship or ever seeing one. I was too broke to buy Langstroth. I was going chemical-free for my varroa control and trying to figure that out when even my friends told me all my bees would be dead in 2 years, and that was 18 years ago, more than ever. And I was trying to start a business and make a living doing bees, and I really didn't care about making money. You know? It seems weird to make money from bees, or actually we say it's all easy until you start to try to make money from bees. So, but it's actually the Florida forage that really helped me pull it off over the years. And I've got bees in the Carolinas, I've got bees in Jersey and New York, where it's a lot tougher, but we still do it. What you got for me? Beautiful stuff too.
How long have they been in that cinder block?
Oh, just since Thursday.
Okay.
Doing migratory pollination, working for commercial guys about 6-7 years, learning the ropes of that world, and those were my roots now, commercial tendencies. And those guys are great. They work really, really hard. But the first year I started doing stuff like this, I learned so much about bees, I became a much better beekeeper. So you can build something like this for pennies. And even if you're not going to convert your whole operation to top bars, just having one or two in your backyard to compare to your Langstroth hive is going to give you a lot of education. You're going to be able to juxtapose, and we're all here just to learn about bee biology. That's how we become better beekeepers. All right, this right here is the most expensive hive in the apiary. It's not because of the woodenware, it's because of the contents. We got about 30 queens in here. Beautiful. Queens are going for like, what, 35, 40 bucks?
Today only.
Today just for like a portrait.
Different directions. It's very, very important for cross calls.
Mated, ready to go. We caught them last week. This is a queen bank. So I bank them for as little time as possible. But, you know, while I make more places for all these queens to go, down somewhat. Whoa! Yeah, I've done this before. These cell sizes compared to your foundation. So I haven't used foundation in many years. I haven't bought anything from a bee supply in many years. Yeah, every year I get the bee supply catalog. I leaf through every page. Say, I don't need that, I don't need that. I do buy queen cages. I do buy honey jars, plenty of gasoline to get around. See, I have bees in 5 different states. They'll be fine if they swarm, you know. My whole morning spiel is about brood breaks and how to keep them healthy in the face of animosity and everyone calling you a mad mite bomber and a terrorist. So I have one of these wintering in North Carolina right now, and they're still alive, but they've completely eaten through the bottom of the cooler. They will do that over time. So it'd be best to like paint it or actually like coat it with wax or house paint or something to keep them from chewing. Yeah, another one I just placed bees into just on Thursday, just you know, for the fun of it. Squeaky. So at one point I had 300 some of these long Kenyan style top bars before I started doing my little box hives. And I was broke. I had about 150 Langstroth nukes. I didn't have any money. I didn't want to go into debt. So I started like looking around at what could I do for cheap that's quick. And I read about the Peace Corps in countries like Ethiopia and Kenya building these Kenyan style top bar hives. There was just a trough of these sticks, and the sticks become the top of the hive. So this one was obviously donated to me. I didn't make this one. It's got a side window over here. You can see the bees. Cool. Yeah, so this is like the Cadillac model of top bar hive. From here to here, the combs are uninspectable. There are some disadvantages to alternative hives when you're not buying foundation. If you're not there to open up the brood nest, especially in the spring during swarm season right now, they can feel congested. They'll get honey bound, we call it. And the queen will run out of room to lay. Even if they have empty bars over here, they hit a wall of honey here, they'll feel congested and they'll swarm. even before they filled the whole box. So you want to get in there like every 10 days, 2 weeks, to drop an empty bar where they can make nice new wax in the brood nest, alleviate some of that crowding pressure. Also, you want to get in there to keep the combs straight. So it remains a legal hive in the stateside. And, you know, it doesn't matter to the bees at all. You can either start from the back or start from the front. Their entrance is here, and no matter if it's a vertical hive or a horizontal hive, the bees tend to keep their brood close to the entrance. That's where they can ventilate it the best. They keep their honey furthest from the entrance. That's where they can guard it the best. So in like a Langstroth or one of these box hives here, if their entrance is down low, their brood will be down here. They'll tend to put the honey up top, like a Langstroth. You know, brood nest down low, your honey supers go up top. And if you have top entrances on your Langstroth hives, you'll tend to get what we call a chimney effect. You'll have brood going up the center because they have an entrance up there. They want to keep brood next to the entrance and honey furthest from it. So I'm not actually going to work too much into this side, but I'm going to smoke the bees from the back towards the front. So I'm going to see if I can get the queen up front and see what we can do with this thing. And let's see, I got more props here. Version of beekeeping. You would totally build something like this, right? All right, yeah, this fits in with the aesthetics of the operation. So I make package bees for sale. I actually call them shook swarms because it's usually the queen with her own bees, a little bit different. Thank you. So it's a little bit different. So again, I smoke the bees towards the front, so we should have quite a few bees up here. This one's for you, Lee.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And you learn to read the bees, or they're a little flighty. So I'm going to go through here pretty quick and look for a queen. When I'm really trying to find a queen, I will not look at the comb I'm holding. I will be pulling up this comb, and I'll be looking at the next comb in the box. And often I'll see her before she runs away from the light around the edge of that comb. Again, I don't want that queen to run into that unrespectable stuff, because maybe we'll get to see a queen today. Who knows? But you see, this is a pretty nice looking hive. That's some pretty nice looking birds right there. I haven't opened up this hive since last Expo, which was what, a year and a half ago?
It was open yesterday.
Oh yeah,
opened several times.
Not by me. Yeah, like, who's been working these bees? Yeah, someone slipped some Apistan in here or something. Nice looking brood. You want to pass this around? Just keep it straight up and down. So notice when I go in a long hive like this, that the bars are actually making the roof. I am putting it back together as I go. I don't have like a gap in between every single bar, and I'm going to try to close it up at the end and squish bees in between every bar. What I'll do here is I'm touching the edges. Touch the edge. Oop, and slide down. So everyone that's on the edge gets out of the way. So with a little bit of practice, you can... And then it gets dramatic.
Because they typically have local bees. Like here. Heel down.
All right, so I don't weigh these to tell that if they're 3 pounds of bees or not. I go by volume. And so any of you have ever seen a package box that has a little bit of a feeder bar in the middle here? And so when you shake the bees down, tap them down gently, and it's a level layer of bees in there, like liquid, it's about a thumb's width beneath that feeder bar, makes a 3 pound package. Roughly 12 to 14,000 bees. Go to our queen bag. And JZBZ not only sells these reusable queen cages, they sell caps for them. So you put this on top. And this handy dandy package has a bit of a slot.
Sam, you don't care about the attempted bees out there from the other hive? Doesn't matter?
No, well, she's protected in that cage.
No.
So they can't like sting her or kill her. She also hasn't been banked that long, so they're likely will accept her. And usually I have a feeder can or some sugar in there, but I didn't bring it. So that's how we're going to seal those bees in there for now. And I'll probably install them. Let's install them. Let's put them in another. How's my time? What's
We don't care.
Nobody cares.
Sounds relative.
We're here.
Okay, I got another 15. So the way that, there's lots of different ways to do a package. This is how I do it. I usually do it around twilight, but some people use sugar syrup. I find I can't keep sugar syrup around in Florida for very long. It starts to ferment within a day or two, and you don't want to be spraying your bees down with alcohol. You know, as fun as that sounds. This is just plain water, and I'm just going to spray a little bit on one side, spray a little bit on the other side, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to tap them down in a way that I'm not going to step on them later. And we'll take out our queen. We're going to make sure that she's still alive. She is. Who wants to do it?
I'll do it.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And you just roll it from kind of side to side as you jiggle it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? You
Smell it. Great.
Just a little bit left.
All right.
Harder.
Well, a couple taps. Tap, tap, one side. Tap, tap to the other side.
Just got caught in my hair.
And then they just pour out like water.
Not the way it looks in the YouTube video.
Yeah. Cool, we did it. On to you. Email or texting is best. I never answer the phone. It really does. That queen will be out of that cage in about a day or so, and they already got some broods that are actually going to grow right from the get-go. I love installing packages on brood because then you got an instant hive. That doesn't give you a brood break, but that can come later in the season or something. That's my mic control breaking.
What do you
broods.
use that's keeping her in the cage?
There's a little bit of sugar candy in there. It's powdered sugar and honey. My own honey. My own never heated honey.
Here with Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee, can you give us one quick tip for beginner beekeepers?
Don't start with a 10-frame deep box. Think about looking up Michael Bush and looking at all his information on an 8-frame medium box. It's the best way for a beginning beekeeper to start. It's a much more manageable hive, and until you get comfortable enough and ease your anxieties and your fears, you know, once that's all done, then you can move to a bigger box. But a 10-frame deep box, that's a commercial beehive. That's not for a hobby.
We're here with Sam Comfort from Anarchy Apiaries. Sam, hit us with one tip for new beginner beekeepers.
Well, I've been at this for 20 years, and I think my only real skill is stubbornness. My only true advice would be don't listen to the...
I'm here with Paula from the South Florida Honeybee Expo crew. You did a fantastic job of putting this event together. Did you have fun doing it?
Thank you, and we had a lot of fun. This has been a passion event with a lot of volunteers, a lot of time of preparation, and it's been great to see all the energy and activity that we put.
Yes.
We're here with Kevin. He's the president of the local club that put on the Honeybee Expo here in Palm Beach. One tip for new beginners.
Oh, you new beginners? Yes. One thing I really want to say is that don't worry about killing a single bee. You're going to try and keep that whole box alive, okay? And don't get discouraged when you lose your first box. Everybody loses their first box. It's just a rite of passage, okay? So you guys keep at it, keep going to your club, keep doing those meetings, and you'll succeed, okay?
Awesome.
Thank
you so much. That was great.
All right.